Hey, I'm Frizeller, and welcome back to our Super Mario Bros. X level editor tutorial. I haven't made one of these in a while. I got a tutorial, or not a tutorial, I got a request to make a tutorial for a tank level, and I mean, honestly, it shouldn't be that hard to make. I mean, but you know, whatever. I still accepted the request nonetheless, and I'm going to go ahead and assume on this tutorial that you kind of know your way around the editor. So I'm not gonna, you know, say this is what this does, this is what that does, this and that and this and that. I'm just gonna kind of show you. So well, there are actually many different ways to make a tank level, but keep in mind that in the SMBX, well, in SMBX, it, like, things kind of limit how you can make, or I should say they kind of limit how you can make tank levels. Yeah, I said that right. So, but we'll try to work with what we have here. So, now your tank is obviously going to have wheels, but in this engine, the wheels move on their own, or at least the NPC wheels do. So yeah, so one way you can make a tank level is by doing something similar to what was done in Tank Assault in ASMBXT. And now I'm just making a very basic thing here. You might want to make yours more interesting, but yeah, so as to do something like that. And now what this will do is, oh, I forgot to save the level. You gotta save the level first. I'll call like stuff.lvl. Anyways, yeah, so what this does is it moves forward. And oh, also I've created that floor with spikes down there if you haven't noticed. And then yeah, I think you can kind of maybe understand where I'm going with this. You know, then you could have like you have this tank going along, and then you could have like maybe make a new layer and call it like ship or something or whatever, and then you could have like, you could basically make like these obstacles that you have to dodge and have them like coming at you or something. Now, like I said, you're probably going to want to make your level a lot more interesting than this, but this, I'm just doing this for the sake of the tutorial, you know, making it simple and whatnot. I'll just make a new layer, call it ship move, I guess, and then layer movement, ship, horizontal speed like -5 maybe. Make sure you set it to auto start, and then you know, you could just have like all these obstacles basically coming at Mario. And or another thing I guess you could do is just kind of delete all of this stuff, and then after you're done deleting all of this stuff, like instead of having a tank level, because I think that kind of, I mean, having a flat ground is fine and everything, but I think it looks kind of boring. But at the same time, it has to be flat or else the tank won't work. So, I mean, what I think could be a good idea is instead of having a tank level, maybe you have like an airship level or something. I mean, it would essentially be the same thing as what I just did before, except, you know, it would be airships instead of tanks. Oops. So then you could, oh dang it, it's not what I want to do. You could do something like this, and then, oh shoot, no, actually what I want to do before I place those is create a new layer, and I'll just call it starting ship, I guess. And then I'll place all of the pieces on this layer, And then, just give me a second here to finish this up. And then I'll add some background, because why not, right? There we go. Okay. So anyways, yeah, and then you could, like, go to events, and then have, like, start, ship, move, I guess. And then, like, starting ship, and then have it moving at, like, a speed of 1 or something. Then, oh wait, remember to set to auto start. And then just do something like this, I guess. And then you could also do this. I mean, like I said, it would be an airship level, not a tank level, but it's essentially the same thing that I showed before, except without the ground. Now, the way that I just showed you is probably the easiest. And it probably gives you the most flexibility. And I would suggest you use that way. But you could also do like what was done in SMB3, where basically you'd just be running on this big flat expanse of land, and there would be these tanks coming at you. And I mean, yeah, you could definitely do this too. I just prefer the other way because you have more flexibility, and it's just all around easier. I mean, because these NPCs can only go 1 speed. Like, you can't customize the speed that these NPCs go. And I mean, you could, like, if you'll notice here in Airship, there are all these tiles here too, and you could like put these on a new layer, and then create an event that makes these move, and then create a big tank that way, and it would work. But it would look awkward, because if you'll notice, these wheels are not moving, so it'd be like a tank moving with wheels that aren't moving, and that would look weird. Now, what you could do is use skills that I've taught you in my other tutorials to, say, for example, say, shoot, where, oh, it's in backgrounds, right, I forgot. And take, like, say, for example, a water tile, like maybe this one, and then use flags to make it so that it would be as big as these wheels, and then just basically copy and paste the wheel animations from the NPC tile right here to the block tile, and then you could do it that way. And that would work, but honestly, that would just be a huge waste of time, because you still wouldn't be able to customize the speed, because if you did, then your tanks would be crashing into each other, and it would just be a big mess. So that's why I prefer the other way, because the other way you can have custom speeds and custom this and that. However, with this, you can only have 1 speed. But anyways, let's get back into this. So yeah, like, you can have this and maybe like a bullet bill shooter, or, oh, maybe, I don't know, but I think you get the idea of where I'm going. Like, you basically just keep doing this. You could add stuff on top, like bullet bill shooters, or you could, another thing that you could do is make a new layer and then place this whole tank on that layer, and then, well, actually make 2 layers, and make 1 layer for this tank, and then attach this to the other layer. Actually, I'll just show you what I mean. Here, I'll just make another tank, and this will be a very, very small tank, but I just want to get my point across here. So I'll just do like this, and then like this. And then, oh shoot, I need to make a new layer. Layers, tank. Alright, and then I'll just place this stuff on that layer. I'll just, actually, before I place it, I need to make yet another layer, and I'll call it tank stuff. I'm getting way ahead of myself here, and I apologize for that. But anyways, I'll go to events, show, and then attach to layer tank stuff. And then I'll place that there. I'll place that there. Then I'll place this there. And then on the new layer called tank stuff, I'll place, say, this guy. And now, if you want to, you could have, you know, plants on your tank. And that can be... Oops. Well, I guess he acts a little awkward, but I think you get the idea. You could do stuff like that and attach stuff to these layers and have just a bunch of fancy stuff. And this is another way you could make a tank level, although like I said, I prefer the other way as it has more flexibility. Now, another thing you could do, I mean, I really don't know why you do this, because it's essentially, as far as I can tell, it's essentially the same thing as the other method. But what you could do is use auto scroll to your advantage. By this I mean, well, yeah, use auto scroll to your advantage. So, section 1. Let's see if I remember how to do this. I'll set it at like 3. And then use current. Let's see, is this enough? Is this, did I do this right? I hope I did this right. Okay, and then test level. Yeah, I did it right. Alright, so yeah, you could have like auto scroll, and then like over here you could place, like you could have this. Actually, this could give you a bit more flexibility than the last way, because you could customize the speed of the tank by, like, you could set it to don't move equals yes, and then just do that for your whole tank. Yeah, that's my crappy tank right there. And then you could customize the speed by having like another tank and then setting it to or I should say don't set it to don't move. So then, well, here I'll just show you. So I don't know what happened to this tank. I don't know what happened to this tank, but I think you understand what I'm doing. Although, once again, I feel like the other ways I've shown are a bit more intuitive than this way, and I favor the first way. But yeah, so this is the video on how to make a tank level. If you have any suggestions for better ways to make a tank level, or if you would like me to make a follow-up video for whatever reason, just please let me know and I will. But for now, this is the requested how to make a tank level video. Yeah, use your own creativity, and this could really be used in some pretty neat ways. But yeah, like I said, just let me know if I need to make a follow-up video on anything, and thanks for watching.